Ladies and gentlemen, I request that you forgive me for two things that I'm about to do. The first one is that my pronunciation is different from all other speakers. It is a combination of Nigerian, American, and British pronunciation. The second reason I demanded for your forgiveness is the fact that it took me about 20 hours to come from Nigeria to this place, and I thought every speaker before me spent about 5-6 minutes. I think you should allow me to use 1 minute for every 2 hours of my trip. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I esteem it an honor and a privilege to be in your midst. Very distinguished management and faculty members of the prestigious Westminster College. Your great and globally recognized institution, which has over the years hosted global leaders such as Presidents Harry Truman, George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, Gerald Ford of the United States, as well as British Prime Ministers, Margaret Thatcher, Winston Churchill, who all chose this place as a veritable platform to address the world. I do not consider myself as belonging to one of these world leaders, but you have given me the opportunity of speaking here today to claim the title of an associated world leader. I'm indeed proud of this citadel, and I admire its strategic plan, which includes, understandably, developing leaders for a global community by establishing one of the country's most internationally diverse colleges. Also, having lived sometimes in the early 70s in the United States, where I attended the University of Buffalo, New York, I believe it is always a great deal of joy for me to come back to home in the States to further share experiences, compare notes, and possibly extend the frontiers of knowledge. More importantly, my passion for educational development and enhancement, accentuated by the well-deserved appointment of my brother, Benjamin Akande, motivated me to travel for over 19.5 hours by air in order to celebrate, but not only to celebrate its inauguration, but to felicitate with your college. Some even may think it is silly of me to have traveled that long distance just for an inauguration ceremony. But as Ludwig Wittgenstein once said, if people do not do silly things, nothing intelligent will ever get done. I'm also equally here to learn, no matter the shortness of my stay. Since the beautiful thing about learning, according to B.B. King of blessed memory, is that no one can take it away from you once you have it. It may also interest you to note that your 164-year-old institution, which continues to enjoy a steady growth, is a shining example by which any leader, political for that matter, must be ready to associate with. It should be, and I'm sure it is, a source of inspiration for educational planners and leaders with foresight, who strive to find and implement the best for their own educational entities in their geographical setting. The oldest university in my country is the University of Ibadan, which is only 67 years old, compared to yours, which is 165-year-old. Whereas we have so many universities, about 117, but when you compare it to the United States, it has over 2,618 universities and colleges. A regular update, therefore, is needed for anyone who is interested in education to learn from such great country is exemplified by this great college. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, some of you may not know anything about Nigeria, but let me take 2 minutes, and please bear with me. After all, in educating you about Nigeria, I bear in mind the word of Robert Frost, which said, education is the ability to listen to almost everything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged to be the first governor, executive governor, in the history of my state, which is 39-year-old, to be elected for a second term, which commenced about 5 months ago. Nigeria, therefore, is a country that the name was coined by a British, Flora Shaw, the partner of Lord Lugard, the first British Governor General of Nigeria. And it has over 250 ethnic groups and dialects. We have 3 largest groups, the Hausas, the Igbos, and the Yorubas. The landmass is about 356,667 square miles, and it has a tropical climate. As for Oyo State is a state, one of the largest states in Nigeria. It is, in fact, the largest African city in the world, with over 10 million people. And in our repositioning and transformation agenda, we platform our development program on what we call a pyramid of needs, which is similar to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, of human needs. We believe that our state also has a state hierarchy of needs. And they are basically a pyramid of about 5 steps. Basically, it has security and safety as the first level. Second level is what we call infrastructural, social, and physical infrastructural development. And under infrastructural, we cherish education. To us, education is developing your human capital. What is education? To us, education starts with structured information. Structured information is education. Education is skill. Skill is knowledge. Knowledge is ability. Ability is capability. Capability is empowerment. And we believe in order to empower our people, we must give them education. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I therefore would like to take this opportunity to invite you to visit my country and my town. Now, finally, and when a politician says finally, there are 3 levels of finally. The first level is finally, the second level is finally. The last level is in conclusion. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed very proud of my brother Benjamin, who is being celebrated today. And the celebration is that of becoming the 21st president of your esteemed college. On behalf of the people of Nigeria in general, and in particular Oyo State, where Benjamin comes from, I congratulate Benjamin, his family, and indeed Westminster on his selection and appointment. He has demonstrated that he is not only an erudite scholar, an intellectual giant. His rich resume portrays him as a go-getter, a world-class and first-class trailblazer. Though born in Nigeria, he has enjoyed the American educational system, starting from Wayland Baptist University in Plainview, Texas. He has taken advantage of the sound and wide scope of social sciences, excelling in universities, the prestigious Oklahoma, Oxford, and Harvard. His very rich intellectual and disciplined family background no doubt has contributed to his success. In fact, he is an epitome of the American dream. Today, I join others to stand on this historic ground on which giant steps of world statesmen who has bestrode the global terrain of politics, nationalism, and bewildering diversities of independent economic management of world affairs had left remarkable footprint. I'm proud to be associated with Westminster College this day through the adroitness of Dr. Benjamin Akande, who is a Yoruba man from Nigeria, but now has been intellectually snatched by America. To me, this is another Nigerian who contributed immensely to building the good people, good nation image of his own country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this speech by leaving you with a word from Winston Churchill. And he said, "We do not know whether if we change, things will improve. But for things to improve, we must change." Thank you.